Let's see, it says I'm live. What is up, guys? As you can see from the title, this is just a quick live stream. I want to talk about the iPhone 7 event and what to expect, what I'm expecting from it, and I want to hear what you guys are expecting from it as well. So definitely, I'll get started here in just a minute. It's going to be a pretty short stream because I'll have to head over to my parents to actually watch it. Watching it with my dad like I do every Apple event. But yeah, one sec. I don't think this actually sent out a notification to everyone. Oh, I guess I can do that again. Twitter, boom. Why does this still say? Oh, don't say that. How's it going? How's it going? Getting super excited here. It's currently 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard, so got an hour and 15 minutes left to go until the event. So where is everybody from, if I may ask? Boom, boom, boom. What's up? What's up? Okay, I'm just going to jump right into it here. Sorry for, I've been trying to tweet it out. I'm going to try to copy this live stream so that way people can do it. Coder setup. Keep saying TechBloid. This is not a TechBloid podcast, but whatever. I'll just do it manually. So obviously, besides well, actually, let's just jump right into the iPhone 7. What are you guys looking forward to in terms of, do you think there will be a design change? Do you think that space black color is going to be a big thing, or is it really just going to be, an iPhone 6 refresh in terms of the exterior? There's been talk about, obviously removal of the headphone jack. I think that one's legitimate. I'll be very curious to see if they finally do away with the home button in terms of being a physical button. But yeah. All right, there we go. Tweeted it out. I'm fully paying attention to you guys now. I promise. So yeah. So what? I'll kind of jump through my wish list. Now this is. I'll start out really crazy with the expectations that I pretty much know for. All right, not know for a fact, but like it's probably not going to happen. At least most of them. Now, the closest thing to realistic that I can think of is some sort of waterproofing. Now, last year, the 6 and 6 or 6S and 6S Plus, they actually did align the interiors of the phones with like little rubber type seals to kind of help out with waterproofing and water resistance, but it's definitely not, the Galaxy line where you can actually go underwater with it and stuff. Which isn't cool. So I want to see some type of waterproofing. I would love to see a 1440 display, specifically OLED. Even if it's a 1080p, but it's an OLED panel, I will be so happy because it's crazy. Apple is great at optimizing battery life for what they have. So if they're going to have a physically small battery life, one way to really do better with the battery is an OLED display of some sort. So that's what I want to see. And lastly, I would love to see USB Type-C. I know everyone would be incredibly angry, just like they did a couple of years back when they switched to the Lightning. I was working at an Apple store when that happened, and man, I got my face yelled at like every day because people were so angry going from 30 pin to Lightning. So I think it's definitely too soon in terms of, they just updated to Lightning, 4 years ago. And so for them to jump to USB Type-C, I think would make all the nerds happy, but the average consumer would not be happy. In the long run, though, I would like to see USB Type-C because I think, the way every other device is going, I love the fact that I can charge one cable for my MacBook, for the HP Spectra, for my OnePlus 3, and pretty much every Android phone that's coming out nowadays. So I get it. Lightning's a great port, and it's proprietary to Apple, obviously, and there's a ton of accessories, but I would still like to see that. Definitely, as people join, let me know in the comments below. If you're on mobile, it's down below. If you're on a computer, off to the side. I think it's that side, yeah. And then as well as, I want to say this before I forget too, if you want to follow some updates, maybe you're at work, maybe you're in school, you can see my social links to the right here. Obviously Instagram, I'm not going to Instagram too much right away, but definitely Twitter. I'll try to tweet as much as possible. I'm not one of the cool guys. I'm not in the actual event, in San Francisco and stuff, but I will be tweeting as much as possible my thoughts and as things are released. So definitely follow me on Twitter at Initial Focus LLC if you want. Yeah, watching on a OnePlus 3. Awesome. So some of the other things that we will definitely see that we know for sure is obviously iOS 10 and the macOS Sierra. iOS 10 has been in beta for, I believe, 8 betas. I've had it pretty much since the beginning. And it's going to be it's not like 6 to 7 where it's visually an overhaul, but they definitely have a ton of different updates. Some I care for, some I don't. For example, like the messages was like completely overhauled with features and stuff, and I don't care about that too much, to be completely honest. Most of the stuff I've never used, and the new like camera taking a picture isn't exactly my favorite, but it's going to be let's see, they're pretty much combining Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, and WhatsApp, and a couple features from a couple different messaging services. One thing that is nice is the ability to remove Apple apps from the home screen, excluding some of the required ones like the Messages, App Store, Camera, stuff that you wouldn't really delete anyway. Now there's been a ton of, not necessarily controversy, but kind of disappointment around the fact that it doesn't actually remove from the system, I guess. So you can remove it so you don't see it, but it doesn't actually give you space back. I personally don't care too much about that because all the apps that you can remove don't really take up space. For example, like I remember when the phones, if you get a 64 gig or up, 64 gig or 128, it comes with the iMovie and the whole iLife suite, basically. iMovie, GarageBand, Photos, not a thing anymore, but came with those, and those were huge apps. Those were like 600 megabytes or something, which is, in terms of a single app, that's a very big app. But all the apps that you can't remove are pretty small, so that doesn't bug me too much. Let's see what else we got here. Hello from India. I actually am in love with the new Maps app update. I'm pretty stoked the fact that it's just a nice little design change and a couple features. So there are a couple features that I was trying to pull up. One of them is the fact that you can change to not have to avoid highways, which seems really small, but that is one feature that I was super excited for. Trying to see what else it has. And then probably the only other feature that I really, really like, besides just the design change, is the fact that every time I park my car, it completely drops a pin for where you parked your car, which is cool. iPhone 7 Pro. I believe they have removed the iPhone 7 Pro as a rumor. It will probably be the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, just like they did last year. And the Plus will be the Pro model. So if it gets the dual cameras and stuff, it may be that. But what do you guys think about that? Speaking of storage, what do you think about the 256 gig rumor? I currently have the 128. I will definitely get the 256 if there is a 256 version, because I've already almost filled up my 128 gig. But yeah, so that'll be cool. Let me know what you guys think, if you think there'll be that. I actually saw, sidetracking a little bit, Ash Taylor and MKBHD were talking about a concept phone yesterday that this one random company is trying to make, where it's a 1 or a 2 terabyte drive phone. And I don't think we need that just yet. And that's probably going to be a pretty cheap drive, so I wouldn't trust my stuff on it. One last small thing about iOS 10 that was kind of cool is, because I have nearly 600 apps on my phone, every day I have like 20 updates at least. And sometimes I want one app specifically to update, and unfortunately I've already hit update all or anything like that. But you can actually force touch if you have a 6S or 6S Plus, or I'm sure the new phones, you'll be able to force touch and say prioritize download, meaning it'll make it the next one to download in the queue, which again seems super small, but stuff like that. So iOS 10 has a ton of new features coming, and it's just smaller stuff for the most part. Next up, we have macOS. So they've dropped the OS 10 OS X theme, and so now it's macOS Sierra, is going to be the first one. Some big new features with this is Siri is finally integrated to the Mac. So I've used this quite a bit, and it's basically going to allow you to... It's basically Siri on a computer. I don't know why I was trying to explain Siri for a second, but one cool thing about it is, one feature that they showed off that I've used quite a bit is, sometimes I forget where I put things in the documents folder. And so you can say, like, show me the PDFs in my documents folder, and then just the ones I made last week, or just the ones with this title, or from this date, or from this person, something like that. It allows you to kind of have the specific requests and more of a conversation, which is pretty cool. Let's see. What do you think about the new color, piano or space black, which will probably become the new iPhone? I definitely hope there is a all black version. If there was like a matte black version, like all the way around, I know the back of this is pretty much matte anyway, but if there's an all black version, that has me written all over it. I love dark black everything. Patrick, 5 years ago, I never thought I could fill up a 16 gig, and now 64 gig seems a bit of a tease for me. I completely agree. I mean, I remember even before phones, storage will always be a thing. After terabytes is petabyte, and I'm sure 10 years from now we'll have 1 petabyte external hard drives and stuff, and be like, oh my god, like 1 terabyte, how did I ever live with that? So storage is always going up, and it's going at a faster pace than I think a lot of other hardware, which is kind of becoming a problem. But speaking of storage, they better drop the 16 gig. I will be pissed even though I will never buy a 16 gig again, I will be forever pissed for everyone who has to buy the base model iPhone, which has a 16 gig, because even for people who don't download a ton of stuff, 16 gigs is incredibly hard. My dad and my sister both have the 16 gig 6, and they don't really have any apps, and they have to constantly delete stuff, which isn't as good. So they really need to drop the 16 gig, and hopefully it'll become 64, 128, and 256. That would be badass, keeping the same price points as before. Let me scan the comments. Just going back to macOS Sierra, a lot more people have joined in, so welcome, guys. I'm just going to do this for a little bit more, maybe another 10-15 minutes. If you have any questions, or if you have comments of what you're expecting to come out from today, drop them in the comments, mobile below and computer to the side. Follow me on Twitter for updates come out. How's it going, Openly Intel? SD card, come on, it's Apple. We can wish for OLED, and we can wish for waterproofing, but do you think they're gonna put an SD card on an iPhone? Not a chance. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound rude, but yeah, SD card, I don't see that ever happening. Apple is a complete cloud-based kind of business model, really, so that's what they're going to. I absolutely think they should make the base model 64 gig. I really hope they don't. They better drop the 16 gig. I can almost see them creating a 32 gig, which I think is dumb. They should just use the same 64 gigs. Have that. But concept phones have 2 Snapdragon 830. I'm not sure if you're still talking about iPhone, because there's not going to be a Snapdragon in an iPhone, just saying. Like someone said before, it'll be Apple's A10 chip, which is probably based on obviously the chips are made from whatever. Yeah, you guys get it. All right, I want to jump back to the Mac real quick here. So one thing I noticed in macOS Sierra, which is nice for some, but also an annoyance sometimes, is iCloud Drive now syncs your entire desktop and documents folder, and I haven't found a way to specify which folders I want specifically. So anything I drop on my desktop, it immediately starts uploading it. Now, thankfully, I have the 200 gig plan, and I have gigabit Ethernet or internet. So it uploads really fast and doesn't take that much space. But for everyone on the free 5 gig plan or the 15 gig plan or anything like that, people are going to fill up their stuff like crazy because they have no idea that everything's being uploaded to iCloud. I get why they did it. I love the feature. I haven't checked in the last beta, to be honest, but they better add a setting to specify which folders you want to sync, or be able to, you can turn off the feature altogether, but I wish they had more settings for it. That's all I'm saying. Guys. And then they added, this is something that I was super happy that I saw on the just a couple days ago, actually, is they brought back the simple RAID setups. El Capitan dropped the ability to make striped, mirrored, and was it concentrated? No, not concentrated. Whatever. The 3 types of basic RAIDs there are. And it was a really nice feature. I used to have 2 old hard drives that I basically just mirrored together to create a redundant backup. And I was very annoyed in El Capitan that they removed RAID support. But they've added it back in macOS Sierra, so that is cool. And then lastly, for macOS, picture-in-picture from internet videos, so YouTube, things like that, you'll be able to, instead of making the whole Safari window smaller, you can actually picture-in-picture it, which will take up less space, which is nice. Thank you very much for watching my HP Spectre video. That was a fantastic laptop. And actually, I have a correction to make. And somebody commented on it, and I know this has nothing to do with iPhone 7, so I'll take 5 seconds on it. The bottom of the HP Spectra is not plastic like it felt. It's actually carbon fiber, and I should have looked that up prior. I try not to watch reviews of products that I'm about to review just because I think it makes me a little bit more biased, or I get an idea of what that person thinks of it. So I like to just get a product and get a feel for it myself. But yes, HP Spectra is awesome. Thanks for liking the video. What are the things that you really want for the new MacBook? Simple. I want 2 Thunderbolt 3 Type-C ports. Remove the headphone jack just like you are on the phones, and then put another USB-C port on the other side so you can, I have a nice adapter from Hutu or something. I have a video about that. You should go back about 6 months. And yeah, so it's but it'd be really nice to have 2 ports like the HP Spectra had. 1 USB-C port on the corner for charging, and then 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, which is really nice. I know you can daisy chain all that stuff, but yeah, hopefully until there's an Apple event today. Crazy, right? And then, sorry for asking off topic, OnePlus 3 or Note 7. Considering you can't buy a Note 7 anymore because of the recall, I'm going to say OnePlus 3. If the Note 7 wasn't having the issues it had, I honestly would still, for me personally, would say OnePlus 3 just because of the software. The Note 7 was the best hardware I've ever used. Best camera, best feel, beautiful display, fantastic battery life. I'm just not a fan of TouchWiz. But if you like TouchWiz, I would say Note 7 is a great phone, but it's also $900 compared to a $400 smartphone. MKBH concept launching in 27. Yes. I don't know if you were talking about that earlier. I was talking about that with the 6K camera. I didn't see that rumor, but I saw the 2 terabyte and the Snapdragon 830. But yeah, 2 Thunderbolt ports would be awesome on a new MacBook, but we're probably not going to see new MacBooks today. It's only going to be probably phone. And then let's get to the watch. I'm super curious on what you guys think about the watch. It is rumored that we will see a new, not just watchOS 3 update, but actually the Apple Watch 2 specific hardware. All the rumors have pointed to the aesthetics will be the same, but the internals will have a faster processor, bigger battery, stuff like that. I'm okay with the design staying the same, I guess. Kills me, and it screams lack of innovation in my opinion, like someone got a little lazy. But bigger battery, because I know, the Gear S3 is promising a 4-day battery life, which I haven't had my hands on yet. But the having a couple days worth of battery would be nice, as well as the bigger or faster processor. I returned my Apple Watch because of how slow it was. It was crazy how slow it was compared to some other smartwatches out there. So yes. And then last but not least, we have TVOS 10 update, which there's 2 real features that I'm excited for there. One is the dark mode. Again, super simple, but yeah, I can explain the iPhone upgrade program in just a second for y'all. That can be one of my last talking points. I was going to say dark mode because at night it's super bright, so dark mode's nice. And then the ability to add, they no longer require to support the Apple remote. For gaming, that is a big thing. Right now, developers had to make games that would support the controller. So even if you had a nice Nimbus controller like I do, you could only use certain buttons and things like that because each button on a real controller had to counteract for a button on the Apple's remote, which kind of sucks. So now game developers can make even more intense games, which is cool. So let me jump into the comments real quick. Someone was asking, Alex Kim asking about the Apple iPhone upgrade program. If you plan on upgrading every year, you will not find a cheaper option. This program came out while I was still working at Apple, and so I heard their program, and We heard all the carrier reps came in, and we heard from them. And if you are upgrading every year and you like iPhone, join the iPhone upgrade program. Apple Care is included in the price, and it's just great. It's a fantastic program. My girlfriend's on it. I unfortunately am not on it. I probably will be this year. I was on AT&T Next the year prior, so it's kind of, once you join one, it's kind of hard to jump out of the loop. So if you're just out of a contract and you're looking into these like trade-in every year type gigs, Apple's iPhone upgrade program is the best. Plus, Apple stores are not commission based. We were not commissioned, so you won't be pushed for sales of random accessories and stuff like that. Rumor about dark mode in iOS 10. The dark mode is rumored to be on the TVOS. I have not heard it for actual iOS, and it's not in any of the 8 betas so far. So, I mean, who knows? If they have an OLED display, they could come out with a dark mode, kind of like the OnePlus 3, which would be cool. But yes, design's cool, but still not buy. Thank you for thinking I should be in Team Crispy. Those are a fantastic group of guys. Do you know where I can join? Apple Store or Verizon? You have to go to an Apple Store. Do not go to a Verizon store for the iPhone upgrade program. It's only at Apple stores. Yes. Malcolm in the middle. Interesting. My audio's out of sync. I'm sorry. I don't see any frame rate issues or sync issues on my end. So let me know if my sync is super off. I apologize. I know sometimes it's off like by like half a second. YouTube's live stream is still in beta. So it's whatever. Ah, you're French. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Michel. Don't test my French, please. All right, well, I guess my audio is starting to go out of sync. Well, it's 12:10 now, so 50 minutes until the event starts. I'm going to head over. I watch every Apple event with my father, so I'm going to go do that. Any last-minute questions, I will wait 20 seconds because there's a 20-second delay. iPhone SE 64. I hope there's no more iPhone SE. That's just my opinion. I don't think a company like Apple should make a budget phone. Mac Pros need an update. That'll be later this year. That would be a Mac. All Mac updates will be later this year. This is just for iPhone and probably the watch. Hype wasn't great. Yeah, I'm hoping for some innovation, but the hype is definitely less right now. Same. Hello, Green Adventure. I will be tweeting during the event. You can watch the event on apple.com. I will be tweeting it, so if you're at work or in class and can't watch it, then I will be tweeting about it. But I'm not in San Francisco, unfortunately. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I was not able to make it out there just yet. Yeah, if they remove the headphone port, they'll definitely come out with like a $50 adapter. Yes, you can watch it on apple.com. Hello from Italy. Yeah, it'll probably be $50. Hello, hello. Well, I'm sorry you guys are joining kind of towards the end of the stream here. I live in China. 12 a.m. Awesome. Hey, can we hit 30 people? I'll stay if we hit 30 people. I'll be late for that. I'm so greedy. No, live streams are awesome. Keep the questions coming, guys. I really enjoy it. Ireland. Oh, I didn't know you're from Ireland. That's awesome. Openly until you're on like everything. 32 people? Well, then I guess my thing's just off. It shows 29. Well, whatever. Hi, I'm gay and I love you. Hello. I'm straight and I love you too. I don't know what you're saying. are buying a phone at the Polaris Mall. I usually go to the Easton store. That's a little closer to where I am, but I did work for a while at the Polaris store. My main store for 4 years was the Easton store, but I trained people at the Polaris Mall. Great group of people over there. Yeah, live streaming is very fun. Am I going to buy the 256 gigabyte version if it's available? Absolutely. I've almost filled up my 128 gig, and I could definitely use 256. Especially, I can't believe I forgot. The latest rumor that I saw 2 days ago, and it was the only time, was 4K video at 60 FPS. I want that so bad. And if that's the case, they better have a 256 gig version. Have I ever been to Berlin? I have not, actually. Would love to go sometime. Looks like a pretty cool place, but I do not speak German. All I know in German is Sprechen Sie Deutsch, which I guess is, do you speak German? Nein. That's why I say that. I think that's no. When are you going to pay iPhone 7? When am I going to get it? As soon as on day ones. I will call you if I do go to Berlin. I'm using a Rode NTG 4 Plus mic, so it's it's a shotgun mic. Thank you for enjoying this stream. I really appreciate it. They would definitely have to optimize the hell out of the phone to do 4K at 60 FPS. They'd probably have to limit the time, kind of like the OnePlus 3. If you film in 4K, it says you're limited to 10 minutes. One that would fill up your storage in like no time. But my guess is to keep from overheating, they'll probably limit it to like 5 minutes or like 2 minutes or something like that would be my guess. Or it will just be like a different slow-mo option. OnePlus 3 is a great phone. I call the OnePlus 3 the iPhone of Android. It's very stock. It's very close to stock Android. It's very fast, great battery life, all that good stuff. But yeah. So it's 12:15. I really should head out now. So sorry for teasing leaving earlier and then staying. But I really appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're not here, I upload. I'm going to be uploading even more. I've been not taking a break, but been kind of slow. Got a couple other big projects hang this way. So I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Hit me up on the Twitter and Instagram. I'll be crazy all over Twitter today. And yeah, follow me all over the place. And yes, so thanks so much for watching, guys. And I will see you online. Bye.